We are taught that resilience is a virtue, but for someone at their breaking point, being told to stay strong is a death sentence. This toxic narrative doesn't just fail to help, it weaponizes isolation by rebranding deep psychological suffering as a mere character flaw. It's time to expose how performative grit actually accelerates a cognitive collapse and why our culture's obsession with toughness is killing the vulnerable. Here's what nobody tells you about the Be Strong Brigade. When you tell a suicidal person to tough it out, you're not offering support, you're issuing a gag order. The human brain in crisis doesn't need a pep talk, it needs connection. Yet we live in a society that treats emotional pain like a personal failure, something to be hidden, managed, or muscled through in silence. This is where the real damage begins. Neuroscience reveals that social rejection and physical pain activate identical neural pathways. When someone reaches out in their darkest moment and hears, "You're stronger than this," their brain registers it as abandonment, not encouragement. The message is clear. Your pain is inconvenient. Your struggle is weakness. Handle it alone. This creates what researchers call cognitive dissonance collapse. The individual's lived experience, overwhelming despair, genuine neurological dysfunction, unbearable psychological weight, crashes against the societal demand to appear fine. They cannot reconcile their internal reality with the external expectation, so they split. They perform strength. They smile when they want to scream. They say, "I'm good," when they're planning their exit. This performance isn't healing. It's a dissociative defense mechanism that severs their last connection to authentic help. The tragedy? They become so skilled at masking that even loved ones miss the signs. The strong ones are often the ones we lose because we train them to hide in plain sight. But the damage runs deeper than silence. When suffering is rebranded as a character flaw, we trigger lethal shame spirals. Shame is fundamentally different from guilt. Guilt says, "I did something bad." Shame says, "I am something bad." And when you tell someone to be strong, you're confirming their worst fear, that their pain proves they're defective. This shame doesn't just hurt, it destroys the neurological capacity for hope. Studies show that chronic shame deactivates the prefrontal cortex, the very region needed for problem solving and future planning. Meanwhile, it hyperactivates the amygdala, trapping the person in threat response mode. They're literally unable to imagine a way out because their brain architecture has been hijacked by the message that they shouldn't need one. The tough it out narrative also perverts the concept of agency. We tell people they have the power to choose happiness, which means when they can't, they've failed twice. Once for suffering, again for being too weak to fix it. This double bind is psychologically annihilating. Most dangerously, this rhetoric isolates at the precise moment connection is survival. Suicidal ideation thrives in secrecy. It withers when shared, when witnessed, when held by another human being. But Be Strong pushes the sufferer into the shadows, where the only voice is their own distorted cognition, echoing that they're broken for breaking. We need a new vocabulary for crisis, one that honors pain without romanticizing it, that acknowledges struggle without demanding performance. Instead of "stay strong," try "stay here." Instead of "you're tougher than this," try "you don't have to be tough right now." Instead of "keep fighting alone," try "let me sit with you." Real resilience isn't solitary endurance, it's the capacity to remain connected while falling apart. It's trusting that your unmasked pain won't repel others, that you can be fully seen in your brokenness and still belong. The research is unambiguous. Suicidal individuals who perceive social support show dramatically reduced ideation, regardless of their objective circumstances. Connection, not grit, is the predictor of survival. So stop praising the mask. Stop celebrating silent suffering. When someone is drowning, you don't compliment their swimming technique, you throw them a line. The strongest thing a suffering person can do isn't to hide their pain, it's to risk showing it. And the strongest thing we can do is create a world where that risk feels safe. Your "be strong" might be the last thing they hear before they disappear.
Make sure what you say next brings them back into the light.